X Summit Sydney. As Sean explained, I have been involved in this product planning of GFX project since the beginning. And entire goal and our target of the GFX system is to achieve, so like everyone can experience with incredible high resolution, and not only high resolution but also like more high quality thanks to the large format, even in any kind of situation, even not only landscape but also portrait and more various situations. And as we launched last year, the GFX100S achieved the biggest significant step for achieving that goal. So with feature like really fast 8 frames per second continuous shootings, or precise autofocus and fast new algorithms. And also the capability and the functions for the like professional filmmaking functionalities will support. And now we're reaching to that kind of level of photography. But only the body is not enough, not sufficient enough for our goal. Especially like sports and wildlife photography, we still have a missing part, especially about the lens. So today, I'm pleased to announce the new GF lens. This is a GF 500mm f5.6 R LM OIS WR. So it also has a long name, but yeah, this is the longest focal lens. Yeah, let's take a closer look at the specifications. So let me explain the specifications of this lens. Firstly, the focal length is 500mm, making it the longest in the GF lens lineup, equivalent to about 396mm in 35mm format. It is a super telephoto lens that brings distant subject closer and visualize a world unseen over the naked eye. Size and weight must be the best feature of this lens. The weight of the lens is approximately 1,375 grams. Despite of its light and weight, there is no compromise about image quality. It offers one of the highest class quality among GF lenses. By reducing the weight and optimizing the arrangement of the 21 elements in 14 groups, including 2 Super ED lenses and 5 ED lenses, chromatic aberration is minimized to the limit, with achieving excellent resolving performance and a lightweight design. In addition, on our super telephoto lens, which has a narrow angle view, the IBIS correction on the camera is limited, but the OIS, which optically corrects the camera shake on the lens, plays an important role. The GF 500mm f5.6 is equipped with a powerful 6.0 stops image stabilization system, enabling comfortable hand shooting with minimizing camera shake extremely. Finally, the AF speed is also a significant consideration for everyone. The GF 500mm f5.6 uses an AF drive system with linear motors, which allows for fast and high precision autofocusing. Okay, so today we also have a special guest. So let's hear from the real experience and thought from the photographers. So Matt Cummings and Sherry Parson comes. So Matt and Sherry, thanks you're coming today here. So today I want to ask you about your real experience on your project. So first of all, Matt, so please tell us your journey with this GF 500.
Yeah, so recently I was lucky enough to take this lens to the Northern Territory to photograph the wet season and do some wildlife photography up there. And my initial thoughts when it arrived in the mail was just how tiny and lightweight it was. I think that for me, I always panic before going on a trip, thinking about how I'm going to have all my bags confiscated at the gate and have them thrown onto the bottom of the plane. But this actually can fit into my bag sideways without having extra accessories or extra things tacked on, and being so lightweight as well meant that my bag was actually underweight for the first time in a very, very, very long time. And so I didn't have to covertly sneak past the weigh scale. So that was really, really exciting. When we're actually up there though, I think the other part is it's so light that you can just handhold it all day. You don't need to think about whether or not you're going to use a monopod or a tripod, which can really slow you down for a start, but also means you're not going to get the interesting angles. You know, when you're looking at wildlife photography, often I'm lying on my belly, like that photo there was lying on my belly in a puddle in the middle of the night. You don't want to think about all that extra equipment that you need to carry, and so having it so lightweight, meaning you can strip out, you know, all those extra supports as well, made a really, really, really big difference. So I was really impressed with the size of my factor.
Okay, thank you. And this lens has a unique OIS point. So, if possible, can you explain more about the OIS experience?
Yeah, definitely. So, the optical image stabilization in this lens is fantastic, as you saw in the demo, and hopefully some of you will experience out there today as well. The big benefit is you're shooting on 100 megapixels. And that sounds amazing, but if you don't have sharp megapixels, there's just no point in having that resolution in the first place. And so the stabilization in that lens really allows you to shoot handheld. You don't need those monopods and tripod supports. And it's much, much easier to make the most of the resolution. And you'll see the imagery that's been shot today from everyone, all the photographers in the room, and it really, really shines through. I think the other major benefit with that stabilization is that when you're actually moving around quickly, we were on boats, I was in helicopters, we were doing all sorts of crazy things. It does allow you to shoot in those low light environments and still retain all that image quality that you really want. And so a lot of the photography, even with wildlife, it's actually not moving subjects, it's usually moving me. And so that stabilization really helps to smooth it all out. And yeah, I can say I'm pretty happy with the shots that I got on the trip, and it all does come down to the fact that the gear is there to support it.
Thank you. It's now I have a confidence about your feedback. So yeah. Next, Sherry. So please can also ask your journey with this new lens.
Yes, so I was, as a bird photographer, I was really pleased when I received this lens in mail, because Fujifilm said to me, "What lens would you like to see in our lineup?" And of course, you know, the bigger the better, but lighter. So I was really pleased when I got this lens, and I went to Tasmania, and the lens was super light, so I was able to get down on the ground and just quickly get that bird into focus, because birds move very quickly, and they can fly away just like that. So for me, that was just really exciting to be able to carry this lens and get down and get those images.
And one more feature I want to ask you about. How was the autofocus?
The autofocus, well, I shot with your amazing GFX100S, which I used previously, and it paired really well with this lens. It's great for bird photography because it has subject selection, so I chose birds. You can use animals if you like, and there's other ones as well if you do sport or whatever. And then you can actually adjust the sensitivity, so I chose, there's 5 settings, and I chose the second setting, which was avoid obstacles. So one of my images of a padmelon, he was deep in the forest, and I framed him with the foliage, and the focus got straight into him, and his eyes were was absolutely awesome. I was so pleased with that image, and so the sharpness was really good, and just, you know, if you are a bird photographer, my favourite setting was the preset 2, avoiding obstacles, and it held it once it got through, then the focus was still on the bird.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, thank you both, Matt and Sherry. So your feedback makes, this combination hopefully be a new, world of
GFX system, especially for the wildlife and sports. Okay, thank you for your feedback today. So, yeah.
Thank you, Makoto, Shelley, and Matt. Matt, it's good to know that when you travel, you actually find that you've actually got a lot more space. I might have to start doing that so I can fit in the hairdryer in my bag. It's not for mine, it's actually for my wife's, obviously. So the next person I'd like to invite to the stage right now is someone who's very, very passionate about the brand. He used to be a teacher in his past life, and he's actually quite a bit of a little celebrity in the group called the Fuji X-Oz. So without further ado, Charlie Blevins, please come to the stage.
Great, thank you very much. And I know that we're all quite excited about the new GF 500mm lens. And I remember when that lens was first shared, I asked Shelley, Shelley was one of the first folks I called and asked, Shelley, it's finally out, how do you feel? She was like, yes, the autofocus is great. She was quite happy with it because before she was using the GF 250mm lens, and she was like, it's great, but we just needed that reach. So to be here today and to celebrate that excitement from Shelley, it's a testament of just the growth that we have in the business as a whole. Now, in saying this, the GFX system as a whole has left an impact in the photography industry. Because with every single release, we're pushing the boundaries from one camera to another, especially with the GFX100S. Going around in the country of just meeting with professionals, it's been encouraging to see a lot of folks raving about Fujifilm before I even open up my mouth, which is great. And I know that with all this excitement, that the GFX system is, yes, it is for professionals, it is for semi-professionals, but I'll even go as far as to say is that the GFX system is for anyone who loves photography. And so that is our goal, that is our ambition with every single camera that we release. So today, we have a message for photo enthusiasts everywhere. I'm proud to announce the new Fujifilm GFX100S 2. More about grabbing the X-T50 there, so thought I got that. So let's actually watch this clip where I actually go more into the specifications of this camera.
The GFX100S2 is equipped with a newly developed 102 megapixel sensor called GFX 102 megapixel CMOS 2 and our cutting-edge image processor X-Processor 5. With these powerful components, the GFX100S2 has maintained the same concepts of the GFX100S while advancing further. The image quality is the highest among GFX series. By improving the pixel structure on the new sensor, the standard sensitivity has been extended to ISO 80. The enhancement allows for capturing images with a wider dynamic range and lower noise, further enhancing the descriptive power of the GFX series. The performance of the camera has been further enhanced thanks to the latest devices. Face-eye detection autofocus has also evolved through improved algorithms, and subject detection autofocus, developed using deep learning technology, are also available. In addition, advanced autofocus prediction algorithms have improved the detection accuracy and tracking performance of moving subjects. You can leave autofocus to the camera and concentrate on the shutter release opportunity and composition. It's not just about device evolution. IBIS unit performance is essential for casual handheld shooting of the 102 megapixel GFX series. This is why we have decided to upgrade the IBIS performance too. In addition to precisely designed IBIS unit, the gyro and acceleration sensors that accurately capture even the slightest movement, image database shake detection improves correction accuracy and provides up to 8 stops of anti-shake performance. What do you think? I hope you see what we've done on the GFX100S too. Despite of its evolution, it weighs merely 883 grams. This is the lightest model in the 102 megapixel GFX series. The upgraded autofocus and mobility of the GFX100S2, a large format camera, enables photographers to take it even more desired locations. As a popular model in the GFX series, this camera makes no compromises, delivering top-notch performance.
Wonderful. So at this moment, I'd like to invite Russell Ward and Tanya Malkin. Please come on stage. Alright, so Russell and Tanya, I'm going to start with Russell first. What was your experience with the Fujifilm GFX100S II?
Well, the experience was amazing, but my project was documenting a day in the life of a surfer, which happened to be Jeremy Forrest. He's a semi-professional surfer from Moga River, great dad, awesome father, and I just wanted to do it in a way where you kind of go back and it's like how I'd shoot for a magazine. So, you know, you're shooting portraits, action shots, in and out of the water, finer details, and then I'd sneak a few shots for the gallery and just, you know, look for those beautiful empty wave shots as well.
Yeah. And so with that project, maybe you can kind of talk about the features or maybe some key aspects of the camera that really helped you for that project to be successful.
Well, I jumped on the GFX when it first came out. I believe that was 2019. Yeah, just because I wanted to take photos of waves and then blow them up to scale. And this camera allows that. It's so much amazing detail. But it was definitely the autofocus is the big difference in this camera for me. Like being able to track a surfer on the wave is quite erratic, fast. Maybe not as fast as Shelley's birds, that's for sure, but they're pretty quick. And then at the same time, like I said, I can document what I want to do as well, which is like fine art stuff. And so yeah, this camera allows me to do both.
Wonderful. So along the lines with image quality, Tanya, I know that you've also had quite a bit of experience with the GFX100S II. If you don't mind, maybe share about your experience and then kind of tailor it towards image quality.
Well, my project, fortunately for me, was to photograph the Shark Bay region from the air, and I found that the GFX100S II was absolutely sublime in the air. When I fly, the in-body image stabilisation was absolutely perfect. Shark Bay, we used a fixed-wing aircraft, so the vibrations were quite high, the speed of the aircraft quite quickly, and then hanging out the door as much as I can, not to get any obstructions from the plane in the way. The wind resistance, the IBIS just performed absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Tony, if you don't mind, maybe expand a bit more on not having IBIS in the air, and just kind of talk about like the differences that it actually made.
Well, I think with the 102 megapixels without IBIS, it would probably not be as forgiving as it is, and I would probably have more losers than hits, image-wise, and it just, in those kind of situations where it's high pressure, it's short time frames, it's expensive, and you just want to trust that you've got the equipment that is going to back you 100% of the way, even if sometimes the decisions are not exactly perfect as far as everything else goes. But yeah, so yeah, just performed absolutely beautiful with that, with the 102 megapixels. 99.9% of the images were hits. They were good. They were good to go, and they were good to print straight out of the camera. Yeah.
Now, image quality, it's all there. Now let's talk about the size. And so, Russell, I know you've had quite a bit of experience with our GFX cameras in the past, and especially this one here. Would you mind just sharing with us about your experiences of just how much of a difference that made for you?
Yeah, the size is amazing. It was actually a double bonus for me because when the camera came, it was exactly the same size as the previous model. So it fit in my water housing, so that was a saviour. So I was able to shoot in the water. And have you ever swum out in the surf? Charlie, you surf? There'd be a few surfers in here, I'm sure. But size does matter. When you're swimming out in the surf and the waves are huge, you don't want to be having something really bulky, because if you go over the floors, you've got to hang on to the camera, and then it's the same as with all the other photographers. You know, everyone's got their challenges, and it's the same thing. Like if you're on the beach and you're just moving spot to spot, and no, I'm a pretty solid guy, I probably shouldn't complain, but yeah, the size definitely matters for that.
Very good. So it sounds like the size contributing to the success of the images that you've produced over and over and over again.
Yeah, it just allows you to swim in the spots you want to get. I sort of push the boundaries when I'm swimming, so I'm in some what you call tricky situations. So yeah, the size definitely matters. And you get smashed by a decent sized wave, hanging onto a housing is not easy.
So in that same topic, Tanya, would you mind sharing about how the size made a difference for you in the air?
Yeah, absolutely. I fly light, one body, one lens, one me, and 2 batteries, and a pouch full of memory cards. And the weight, when you're sitting in a helicopter, and sometimes with 1 or 2 other photographers, you kind of, you know, there's not a lot of room to move. You don't want to be swinging gear around and having things flying everywhere when, you know, you're in the air and the doors are off, and self-preservation is number 1. So the size and the weight is perfect. When I'm holding it all, you know, for 3 hours shooting, you're not putting it, or I'm not putting it down. So it's easy to hold for that amount of time, even with the 250mm lens, which I have in there. Yeah, it was, you know, quite good. Yeah.
I found that quite incredible. So you use it for 3 hours in the air, non-stop. And Russell, how long are you usually in the water for?
Well, just thinking the 3 hours in the air, firstly, I tried to get in the chopper and I lasted about 10 minutes. I ordered the chopper for an hour and the guy goes, so where do you want to go now? I said, back to the airport, I'm just about to be sick. So I'll get some tips off you. Later, Tanya.
Lots of trying.
But yeah, no, I'm in the water for quite a while. Like, it's, the battery power allows for that now, so it's good. But it's, you know, I'm getting older too, so you kind of got to see how you feel, and you need to get back to shore as well. Without, you know, you don't want to be saved by the lifesavers, it's a little bit embarrassing, so yeah, no, it's good.
For the GFX and the housing unit, it's going to be your lifeboat, you just hold on to it. Well, wonderful. Well, Russell, Tanya, thanks so much for your time today. Can we please give them a hands?
Thank you, Charlie, Russell, and Tanya for sharing your experiences with us today. There's just 2 other things I'd like to cover off today. So the first one is to celebrate our 20th anniversary of film simulations. We've actually made an update, and there'll be a special section on our global website which will showcase our film simulations. So feel free to check it out, and you might find a new favorite on there. Next up is our second announcement for tonight. We are very pleased to announce that we will be partnering with the World Press Photo Foundation, and we will be one of the first cities to host the 2024 exhibition. On Saturday 25th at the New South Wales State Library, we'll be hosting an open day announcement from 2 to 3 p.m, of which the tickets have already been sold out. However, from 25th of May to the 7th of July, you should join us to check out the best that we have to offer there, and also speak to some of the world-renowned photojournalists. Last but not least, I just wanted to say it's actually a real honor for us to be able to host an event like this. As I said, this is the 13th that we've ever held, and we're only being able to host this because of every one of you in the room today. So it's not just our users, our shooters, influencers, medias, our friends in the media, and most importantly, our retail trade partners. It's because of you that Tokyo has decided to partner with us, so thank you very much, Yuji, for choosing Sydney. That concludes the formalities, and on that note, because you guys have come here, we wanted to make this event extra special. What we've done is the team, the amazing team of Fujifilm Australia, has partnered with Taronga Zoo to create 3 bespoke money can't buy experiences for you guys here today. Now, most of the workshops have been pre-allocated, and but otherwise, those of you who have the workshop with Russell Ward and Tanya Malkin, they'll be taking you through an experience called Day in the Life of a Zookeeper. Please meet Russell at the studio. Those of you who have Matt Crummins and Shelley Pearson as your, what is this, your mentor, instructor, coach? Celebrity host, yep. Celebrity host, Matt Crummins and Shelley Pearson, we're talking to you about up close with native animals. Please meet them near the Wall Press Photo Gallery. Last but not least, those of you who have Rachel, who as your celebrity photographer as well, who she'll be taking you through simulating zoo life on film. And please meet her on the balcony. And I think that wraps us up for tonight. For those of you who are not in any workshops, please feel free to stay around. The rest of the Fujifilm team will be here with their products. We can showcase it to you. The bar's ready for you guys to rate if you want, and there should be food going around. So thank you everyone for coming, and we're glad to have you be part of X Summit Sydney 2024. And just one more thing, unveil the products. Woo!